Hey everybody, we have yet another She-Hulk episode where Jennifer Walters and her She-Hulk persona are the least interesting part of the show. If you didn't see my review for episode 5, that's because there wasn't one. Outside of a tease for Daredevil, the episode was incredibly boring. In this episode, She-Hulk attends a wedding and fights Titania for the second time. But who cares? It's not interesting. There are two interesting parts of the episode, however, and only one of them indirectly involves She-Hulk. So back at GLK&H, Jen's friend Nikki and Mallory Brooke take on a divorce case, which seems simple and somewhat boring, but it's the divorce case of Craig Hollis, aka Mr. Immortal, who has escaped a number of marriages by killing himself only to be revived. In fact, even when talking to Mallory and Nikki, he actually ends up killing himself. The lesson being, the writers were so bad at writing a legal comedy that you'd rather kill yourself than watch this show. Now in the comics, Mr. Immortal was introduced in West Coast Avengers number 46 in 1989. He is a character who is immortal in that he can be killed but will be resurrected immediately afterwards. While he presents himself to be a mutant, he is actually the first and only member of the species Homo superior, and it is told that he will be the last living being in all existence. Realizing that his ability could be useful, Craig Hollis joins the Great Lakes Avengers, which is basically a team of D-list heroes that aren't really associated with the Avengers, but they use the name anyways. And Mr. Immortal has died many times in service of his team. Now, they don't mention what he is, nor any team that he ever served on. They even present him as an old man, even though Craig in the comics stopped aging once he hit what I assume were his mid-20s, maybe early 30s. But I'm also guessing that we'll never see this character again. The second interesting thing in the episode was revealed during the divorce settlement. The name of a very interesting group is revealed that released a video of Craig Hollis resurrecting himself. They have a website that trolls She-Hulk and who Mallory Brooke calls hateful man babies. What this site actually reminds me of is when the actress Gina Carano, who portrayed Cara Dune on The Mandalorian, was being harassed on Twitter by a bunch of deranged lunatics. But I have a hard time believing that that's what Disney was going for. Now, the presentation of the group doesn't bode well for whatever incarnation we see in the MCU, and it's likely going to be similar to that of the Wrecking Crew. But this group is none other than the Intelligentsia, a group made up of some of the smartest villains on Earth, whose initial goal was to share information and discover the remnants of the lost Library of Alexandria for its ancient knowledge. This group was comprised of the leader, a Hulk villain who gained his intelligence through gamma radiation, MODOK, a member of the technologically terrorist organization AIM, who had been experimented on in order to give him superhuman intellect and psionic abilities, Dr. Doom, enemy of the Fantastic Four, leader of Latveria and a practitioner of both science and magic, the Red Ghost, a Russian scientist who attempted to replicate the experiment that gave the Fantastic Four their abilities, giving himself and 3 apes superpowers, the Wizard, a technological genius who saw his fame stripped away with the emergence of heroes like the Fantastic Four, spurring him on to become a villain, the Mad Thinker, whose brain is similar to a living computer and chose to use it for a life of crime, and lastly the villain Egghead, an atomic scientist who turned to crime after being caught smuggling blueprints from the US government, eventually becoming an enemy of Ant-Man. The group was initially disbanded after being betrayed by Dr. Doom, but later reformed under the leader, which led to the creation of Red Hulk, using blood and gamma radiation from the original Hulk. From what we see in the episode, we're shown a lab with syringes meant to collect the blood of Jennifer Walters, which was meant to be collected by the knockoff Wrecking Crew in episode 3. Now, could this really just be an online troll group and Marvel is using the name Intelligentsia to call out online trolls? That is unfortunately very possible. The lab is getting messages from someone calling themselves Hulk King, but I also think that the fact that they have a lab and have the capability to synthesize Hulk blood makes me think that it could be something more. As I mentioned before, the leader was a member of the Intelligentsia, and the leader, aka Samuel Stearns, who last appeared in the Incredible Hulk film, is set to return in Captain America: The New World Order. Also, Abomination is out there, so who knows? But hopefully this means that something interesting will happen at some point in this series. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.